Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today is launch day for our October Quilty and Stitchy House of the Month. So as you know, on the 15th of each month, I am releasing our house blocks. These are both quilt and cross stitch formats. And so you can choose, pick, choose, do both, and just have a lot of fun. Today is launch day for October. So I'm gonna be showing those. If you missed any of the previous months, you can get them all. You can see videos here on YouTube, but you can get the patterns in my store at store.confessionsofahomeschooler.com. Right now, they're only released individually, but as soon as we're done releasing all 12 months, I will bundle them up into one big bundle, and I will release them in printed and PDF format. Right now, the individual ones are only available in PDF format. So that's it. Let's go ahead and dive right in and take a look at October. So here's what the October Stitchy house looks like. It's really cute. It's kind of a little bungalow cottage with a little bit of a spooky vibe, but I tried to keep it pretty fall-ish as well. Of course, you can always change out the colors on cross-stitch pieces if you don't like the colors that the designer has used. You can definitely change it out and make it your own. I went ahead and went with a cute little tree that's full of fall colors. So there's oranges and reds and kind of a mustardy yellow in there. It also has an adorable little multicolored bush here on the side, and then of course it features that cute little quilt with some pumpkins on it hanging over the fence with some leaves floating around in the sky, and then of course our October letters stitch on the bottom there and some little leaves hanging down from there. This is finished just like all of my other ones, and I do have a finishing tutorial here on YouTube for that. So I just finished it on this little paddle board that I got from Hobby Lobby. Here's the numbers for those, although I do believe that they are discontinuing this. I don't think you can get it anymore, but this board is about 5 by 7, the board size. So if you get something just similar to that, that would be perfect for these little stitchy pieces. And then I just finished it like I did my other ones. So it's on 2 pieces of mounting, sticky mounting board. I used Quillt Beautiful Beige 14 count Aida for my fabric. And then this is stitched all in DMC floss. And of course, all of that information is going to be listed in your pattern. I also have the floss listed in my store as well. And then I did a cute little 1/4 inch rick-rack border around the outside of it. I did that on all of my houses for this year, and I do wish that I had started out with a little bit wider rick-rack. So if you're just joining me, I would maybe recommend that. This is kind of a pain to get on because it's so tiny, so you really have to just kind of make sure it's just sticking out around the edges, and it's just kind of a hassle. So I think I would have used a larger one, but now I'm kind of committed, so we're already in October. And then of course I finished the back just like I did all the other ones. So this piece has magnets on it. The magnets are more expensive, so I always put the magnets on the piece that I'm not changing out, and then I put the little magnetic washers on the back of the cross stitch piece because these are a little bit less expensive. And I'm actually going to have to rip these off because for some reason, and this is the only one that this has happened on, all of the other ones are totally fine, but these ones are not like sticking to my magnets. So I don't know why. I thought I got some hot glue on them or something, and I did have a little bit on there, but I peeled it off, and I don't think there's any reason why, but it's just like not even sticking. So that's why I'm kind of holding this one up like this. So I'm gonna have to peel those off and grab a couple other washers and see if I can figure out what's happening with those. So I don't know why. All the other ones stick to this just fine, so who knows? But anyways, and then the accent fabric on here is from Fig Tree All Hallows Eve, and it's just something I had in my stash, and it matched really well, so I just went ahead and put that on there. And I love using my scraps and stash pieces to border these because they don't have to look pretty, they don't have to be even on the back. You can just use whatever you have, and it looks adorable on the front. So that is our October Stitchy house of the month. I love this one so much. And then as you know, last year we did trucks of the month, so I thought I would just show our Stitchy truck of the month as well. This one is super cute. I mounted those on this, so I did the exact same thing with the washers and the and the magnets, and then you can just stick it on there, and then you have a cute little way to display your stitching. This board was also from Hobby Lobby, and it's about a 6 by 6 inch square. Okay, let's move on to the quilt. So here is our October Quilty house of the month. As you can see, it is so cute. I did use the same line from Fig Tree. I might have even thrown in another orange in there, but their All Hallows Eve line, I believe, was the majority of what I used on this. And so I just have that cute little kind of spooky bungalow with a pumpkin quilt on the side. And here's sort of an up close close of the house and the pumpkin quilt. These little pieces right here that are kind of the little stand that the quilt is hanging on are small, so I do recommend using some Mary Ellen's Best Press on this, and then just being really accurate with your 1/4 inch seam. When you use that Mary Ellen's Best Press, it'll help that fabric from stretching any wonky directions, so when you sew it together, it'll be a lot straighter. As you can see, I think maybe here on the bottom, one of my bottom legs was a little bit slanty, but that's okay. I also used a different low volume for the outside of this quilt, so it doesn't stand out too much. I think it would stand out a little bit more if I'd used white fabric for my background, but I actually still really like how this turned out. I think you can still tell that it's a quilt hanging on there, and so I like how it turned out, but you can of course change your fabric if you like. And then here are October letters on the bottom. The background that I used for this was a Lori Holt Gray Cross. I think it's part of her bead backgrounds line, and so I actually have quite a bit of this, and I use it a lot in the backgrounds of my quilts because it's a nice low volume. It's just kind of a creamy white background, and a lot of times I'll use that just to give a little more interest than just a plain white background. The quilting on this is similar to my Pumpkinville quilt, and I just did swirls and then pumpkins, so I have some pumpkins just all over, and then I did a pumpkin, hopefully you can see it, right there inside of the door. That white thread stood out on the black, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do a pumpkin right here. So I think it turned out really cute. Otherwise, I just did swirls and random pumpkins wherever I felt like it. The backing on this is actually an old print from my stash. This is a Sweetwater print from one of their really old lines called Sunkissed. This was one of my favorite lines that they came out with, and I actually still have a fat 1/4 bundle stashed over here of Sunkissed, just kind of waiting for the perfect project to use it on. But it's really, really cute, and it just has those orange and green circles on the back, so it matched perfectly. I used this gray gingham binding. This is actually a binding from Lori Holt. She has a ginghams collection, and I got a whole collection of all different ginghams from Fat Quarter Shop, and so I've just been using those for binding. The ginghams are also perfect to use on the backings for your little stitchy pieces as well. And then I do have my personalized label on there. These are from Ever Emblem on Etsy. She has a variety of different kinds, and you can get them personalized, and I like these little tag labels to go in bindings on my smaller projects so that I'm not stitching some ginormous label, you know, here on the back on something that's really small. So that's usually what I have been doing on most of these house blocks. So here we are again, the October Quilty House of the Month. And then just for fun, I thought I would show the October truck of the month. We had these adorable little pumpkins in there and just super, super cute. I believe a lot of these prints were Fig Tree as well. Fig Tree really does fall colors really well. So I always love using their oranges on my fall quilts. All right, guys, so that is it for the October Stitchy and Quilty House of the Month. As always, you can get those patterns in my store at store.confessionsofahomescholar.com, and I will link that below this video. So you can just head over to my store and check those out. And if you search October House of the Month, it should pull up both the Stitchy and the Quilty version, so you can take a look at those. And then also, if you're stitching along, make sure to either send me your photos. I love seeing your versions of them, or you can also share them with me on social media. Tag me at Erica Arndt on Instagram or Confessions of a Homeschooler on Facebook. You can also post those in our Facebook group as well. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. That really helps me out. You can also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the 15th of the month, which means it's release day for our House of the Month Quilty and Stitchy blocks. Is a cross stitch a block? Print from a line called, oh my gosh, Sunkissed. This is actually a Sweetwater print from an older line called Sunkissed, and dying. You can also post those in our Facebook. Thanks for hanging out with me.